Hey guys, welcome to the channel and thank you for watching. We're gonna say welcome home, Mr. Christopher Vivell. Remember, we've been linked with him for the last few months and we were waiting for the work permit and all the paperwork done before we announce him. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment down below. Only one click away, my friends, and you all set. Thank you so much for helping the channel. So, Boily Dream Team is coming together. It might not look good on paper at the moment because we are not used to hiring people in the office. We know Abramovic is gonna decide about buying whoever he wants, and tomorrow morning you got the player. We don't have any plan, no datas, no nothing, no development, not waiting. We just wanna win now. But the new team of Todd Boehly is coming with a new philosophy, just like Manchester City. When they hire the entire office from Barcelona. Remember, they took pretty much everybody from Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Juventus, AC Milan even. They recruited people because you have to start by people who can build something. We might not see it now because we are not announcing Erling Haaland and sign everybody under the sun and spend another billion on dead wood. But a lot of work being done behind closed doors. When everything starts clicking, my friend, you're gonna be happy. So let me remind you some names of people that we already have in the office. Joe Shield, Neil Bath, who've been there for years before even Mr. Boehly, Kyle Macaulay, Christopher Vivell, who is going to be our technical director, Paul Winstanley, also from Brighton. Laurenz Stewart is gonna join Chelsea very soon from Monaco, and the list goes on. So be happy because we're gonna build a team that nobody wanna play against, not by buying Koulibaly and Raheem Sterling, but by detecting big names, the next De Bruyne, the next Hazard on the market, develop them, and then have a long-term success. Because no more shortcut, You buy a trophy one season, you go through a crisis for 3 more seasons, you come back. Your team is not good. We have to be like Manchester City. Manchester City are not playing on the market. They are buying players that will exactly fit the system. Even if Guardiola leaves today, the team's still there. They still have great players. Anybody that will replace Guardiola is going to continue with a great team. But Chelsea, we buy a bunch of players that will only fit one manager. And then when he leaves, everybody becomes a dead wood. So no more that. We are doing cool. Some news very quickly. Stay tuned because I'm going to play an interview to explain to you why are we hiring so many people in the office. Chelsea are going to become a group, Chelsea group with many clubs. So we need many smart people to help conduct the operation. So I'm going to play that interview very soon. I want to give you some update about our injury list. Everybody knows that Kepa Arrizabalaga is coming from an injury slowly and surely. We have Armando Broja, who is going to be out for the rest of the season. N'Golo Kante, slowly and surely, but we don't even know when he's going to start kicking the ball. And Chile, slowly and surely coming. Reece James actually played yesterday in a friendly game, 60 minutes. He's ready. Christopher Nkunku is still struggling. I don't know. He had an operation or something like that, but him is gonna be for next summer, or if everything works according to the plan, he might come in January, but he's not gonna play immediately. He's still injured. Fofana gave some quote-unquote good news that, oh, I'm going to be out for a month or less than that. But that is being positive because today, as I speak, he's going to get his scan. So you never know what is going to be, because Chelsea, we don't have small injuries. Every knock is like a big injury already. You know, you come back after 3 months. Mason Mount had a small knock also, and I made a video yesterday. I've never seen anybody hate it that way. People are wishing him death. People are wishing him cancer. People are wishing him all kind of evil. And they are happy, celebrating, because we don't like him, because he's the problem at Chelsea Football Club and he need to die. Wow. People, we are here to enjoy football. And if you are here to wish people injuries and death, and those people play for your team, you have something with your own life. Fix your own life before trying to fix other people's lives.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. And they're not doing as much new or novel as perhaps the media and some football fans think. And naturally, when Todd Boehly speaks for effectively the first time, and that was at a conference in New York, everyone picked up on the All-Star game, or the fact that he wrongly said Mo Salah, for example, had come through the Chelsea academy. And all of that's fine for people from the outside in to attack Chelsea for, or to use as fuel to suggest that these Americans somehow don't understand Chelsea and football. But it's nonsense. And if you look at behind the scenes, the hard work that they are doing, they've moved in 2 directions. They've not got everyone in place yet, but they've moved in 2 broad directions. 1 is more data, and 2 is a desire to build structure, which eventually will manifest in a multi-club model. And when they get that, not only will they have an ability to provide better pathways and lure talent at all levels and ages, and from their point of view, hopefully they end up in the Chelsea first team. And if they fail, as I've said many times before, they're still sellable at profits, but they'll also be able to track data. And when we talk about data, there's always a lack of understanding as to what that entails, because it's not only data to scout a player or data to monitor a player's development. It's data to make a projection on how much a player might improve. It's data to look at any injury predictions or preventions. And each aspect that data is used for provides you either with a marginal gain that can be the difference between winning a Premier League or only finishing in the top 4, or a major gain because you might unearth the talent using it. So the broad array through which data can be used is so important, and it has to be connected through an entire football club from youth level all the way up to first team. And that's what the best clubs do well. So then when you look at what Chelsea are doing, they are talking to Red Bull. Why? Because they want to put an emphasis on youth, but they're also looking at the Manchester City mould, which is why they've brought in Tom Glick as their president of business operations, which effectively is a CEO role. They've got Toby Craig coming in as their director of corporate affairs, also from the City Group as well. So what you can see is that Chelsea appreciate the history and the football side that they've inherited, but they want to revolutionize the brand and the model. And that means renovating the stadium. It means being more global, which will have commercial benefits. And it means partnering, whether formally or non-formally, with other football clubs to create better pathways. So then when you do spend on players, you've got a higher percentage chance of them succeeding because you can bring them through your system, not somebody else's system. And that is ultimately the Chelsea plan. And when it is set out in those terms, that's nothing new. It's exactly what the City Group are doing. It's exactly what the Red Bull Group are doing. But you've got their level of ambition and you've got their financial muscle. And naturally, Manchester City had that as well when their model was first built. And look at them now. They're absolutely flying as both a football club and a group. And Chelsea will be exactly the same thing. But I think you made a key point, Terry, that transfer windows don't happen when the window opens anyway. And that's not just Chelsea, that's every club. So to say like Chelsea are working on Nkunku now or Vardiel now, they're breaking the mold, that again is incorrect. Every single football club is working windows ahead. It's the only way you get a player. If you want Bellingham, then you have to start now, and arguably you had to start a year ago. And that is why Liverpool and Real Madrid are currently the front runners. And some clubs do that better than others. Manchester United and probably Chelsea historically, not as good at planning in a structured way, multiple windows ahead. But part of that, again, is because if you don't have the data and if you don't have that ability to track a player at 14, 16, 18, and if you're not consistent about it, and then if you don't combine the data with the gut instinct, with the scouting, with the personal relationships that you develop, then you never get the full picture. And I've said this many times that the reason why Liverpool in particular, but also the City group, are so good is because they put in that time and energy and investment to get the full picture, to judge a player on the marginal gains as well as the obvious stuff, and to ensure that it's all logged, it's all connected, and it's all comparative. And comparative is also really key, by the way, too, because sometimes you'll scout a player and use data just as a yardstick. You might go after a name to get a price or to get data. So when you want your other name and they're at a much higher price, you say, well, listen, there's two players we're looking at. They're both like for like. They're like for like on data. They're like for like on age. They're like for like on potential. And then you may say, well, actually, we're either going to go for the other one because the price is so much cheaper and we think they've basically got the same potential. Or you might do the opposite and you might leverage the one you don't really want. And you might go to the other club and say, listen, we can either get this guy for 15 million or we can bid for the player at your club for 50 million. And we know you want to sell them, and you know and we know that they're basically exactly the same. And then you get a reduction on the price. So again, data can actually be used in the negotiation process as well as kind of part of the poker game. And Chelsea are basically playing catch up behind the scenes with their foundational core. And the honest truth is that Manchester United need to do this.